Multiplying fractions is a necessity for many of life's tasks. Covering Math, Units 3.1 to 3.4 can be found on page 103 of your Math Makes Sense Unit Grade 8 textbook. 1/2 plus 1/2. It's not the hardest question, but it is a great way to start off our understanding for multiplying fractions. 1/2 plus 1/2 is also known as repeated addition. This means it is the same fraction repeated. As you can see here, 1/2 plus 1/2. First, we identify that there's two fractions. We have to make sure that they are two equal fractions. As you can see here, they are clearly equal. So what we can now do is change this sign to multiplication. Now we know there's two. We put 1/2 multiplied by 2, because there's two fractions, gives us 1. You will need to know repeated addition, as it will come up many times in this course. 2/3 plus 2/3 plus 2/3. Again, repeated addition. We identify that there are 1, 2, 3 fractions. There are 3 equal fractions. Well, now we know that there are 3. We can change the multiplication, the addition sign to multiplication, as 2/3 times 3 equals 2. Again, an acceptable answer is 3 times 2/3. Remember to always be consistent. Here is another example. 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4. First, we identify that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quarters. Then we can see that they are equal, as 5 equal fractions. So we can now we have 5, so we can do 5 times 1/4. Here's another way of doing it. We have 1/4, 2 quarters, 3 quarters, 4 quarters, 5 quarters. We all know that 4 quarters, as you can see here, equals $1. Now we have an extra quarter left over. Put together is $1.25. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 quarters, which is $1 with 1 left over. So the answer is 1, 2, 5. The number line. The number line is a great way of showing your work in many of the and much of the homework for Unit 3.1. Imagine this banana as a number line. Our first question is 1/2 times 2. First, we must cut. We must first have 2 halves, because as we can see, here we have 2 halves. So we have 1/2 and 2 halves. So lay the first one down, the first half down. Laying the first half down, somewhere in the middle is there, we can go 1, that is 1/2. Now, laying the second half down, it now shows the rest of the half. 1/2. Now these two together create 1 whole. As you can see, they create 1 whole banana. 1/2 1, 1/2 2, together 1 whole banana. What we are doing is dividing the number line into 2 to show that 1/2 times 2 equals 1. A good way of thinking about it is that you are joining the 2 halves together, like in the banana. We'll do one more example here. Okay, we'll have draw a number line. And the question will be 1/4 multiplied by 5. We showed it with coins. Now can you show it on the number line? Let's see if you can. Now we can see with the number line, we have 0 and 2. There are 4 quarters within 1. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4 quarters. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4 quarters. What we can now do is jump 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have jumped 4 times here. 4 is equal to 1 because it's fourths. So we have 1, and we've landed on 0.25, which is a quarter. Or if you want to do it in fractions, 1/4. So we can either write it as 2/5 or 1 1/4. So the answer to 1/4 times 5 is 1.25, or 1 1/4. You try. 24 times 2/5. You can either use the number line or addition or repeating fractions. And now we're back with 24 times 2/5. I have here the option of repeated addition. Here there is 2/5 24 times. We now can add them together, and now we can see that 24 times 2/5 equals 9.6. So you add these up to make it 1, 2, 3, so on. Next line. The rectangle. Sorry, that is it's supposed to be 5. No big deal. Here we are. 5 times 3 1/4. So we need to draw a rectangle with 5 units. That is 5 units wide and has a height of 1 unit. So let's do that now. We'll draw a rectangle that has a base of 5 units wide. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and has a height of, so do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, has a height of 1. Now we need to divide this height into fourths, which what we're doing is 1, which we can divide into fourths. So as you can see, we have our loonie, but that loonie is the same as 4 quarters. 4 quarters. Where did it go? Here we are. It's the same as 4. So we need to divide this into 4. So I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. Now shade the rectangle with a base of 5 and has a height of 3/4. So I'm just going to do a rough shading job. So we have a base of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and has a height of 1, 2, 3, 3/4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And remember, this is in fourths. So that's 1/4, 2/4, 3/4. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 times 3/4. Or 15 times a quarter, sorry, 1, gives you 3.75 or 3 3/4. So 3 holes with 3/4 left over. I'm sorry, this is 3/4. Let's see if you're following me. So we'll have 8 holes times 1/5. And for those of you who are not as comfortable with the rectangle, there's also another way we can use. It's the fraction circles. So we'll do it on this equation. We have 8 holes, so we're going to have to put in 8 holes. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we have 1/5. So we need to divide these into fifths. So there's 4, 5, 5. Doesn't really matter if it looks pretty. 5. 5. 1, 2, 4, 5. So we're back with all of our fraction circles complete. And now we have to shade in 1/5 of these. So we'll shade in 1/5. So there's 1/5 shaded in, 2/5, 1/5, one of each. So 3, 5. And now we add these all together. Gives us the answer of 1 and 1.6. 1.6. You can see we have 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 4/5, 3/5, which gives us this answer. Unit 3.2. Fraction times a fraction. We have 1/2 times 1/4. To show this, you can use measuring cups. We have 1/2 and 1/4. So we're multiplying 1/2 by 1/4. So as long as now you have the understanding of what we're trying to do, it is much easier to move on to our next problem and see. So we have the numerator on top and the denominator on the bottom. An easy way to remember it is den is normally in the bottom. So you have the denominator on top and the a numerator on top and the denominator on the bottom. We multiply it by this. All it is just simple multiplying this times this. Numerator times the numerator, denominator times the denominator. We have, so we'll try it with 1/2 times 1/4. We have 1/2 times 1/4. Easy. 2 times 4 equals 8. 1 times 1 equals 1. Can't simplify it. The answer is 1/8. Here's our next equation. 2/3 times 3/5. We can just go 3 times 5, 15 over 6. We can simplify it. So we have 6. We can simplify it to divided by 3. What you do to the top, you have to do to the bottom, which we can. So it's 2/5. And that's your answer for 2/5. 3/4 times 2/2. 3/4 times 1/2. You can it's just the simplest way is just multiply the numerator and the denominator. But we can use counters. Then we want to think that 3/4 of 1/2 is one whole set of counters. So one whole set of counters. One whole set of 8 of the counters. There are two sets of counters are one whole set in. For example, pardon me about that. So there's one whole set of counters here. We can do, let's say, one whole set there. Actually, I'm going to make it an easier question. You can follow me on page 111 of the Math Makes Sense textbook. So we're going to change it to 2/3 times 6/8. Let's try this. So we have, we want to think that 2/3 of 6/8 is one whole set of counters. One whole set of 8s with 8 counters. So we'll put in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 counters. There are 6 counters in 6/8. So we'll use the red to find the 6. So that's representing that. Now to model thirds, arrange the 6 counters into 3 equal groups. Each group of 2 counters represents 1/3. But 4 counters are part of the whole set of the original 8. So 4 counters represent 4/8 or 1/2 of the original set. Multiplying mixed numbers. 2 times 1/2. This is one of the most easy operations to do. First, you start off with your whole number. What we're going to do is put it over here. Don't forget about it, but we'll put it in the safe. Lock it up, but remember, keep the combination. Now we go back to multiplying fractions. All we have to do, multiply these. That's a 6. Oh, so it's a 2/6, which is the same as 1/3. And now, unlock the safe, bring back the 2 to 1/3. It's a really simple way of doing it. And we can also use it for a question like this. We have the 4 and 1/4 times 3 and 2/5. We'll throw away the big numbers, the whole numbers, put them in the safe. It's in the safe. Now multiply 1/4 by 2/5. So that's 1/10. Now we bring back these whole numbers. We have to remember to multiply them. So multiply by 3 gives you 12. So it is 12 and 1/10. Let's apply what we have learned to real life. Yum! Cookies. You have baked these delicious treats for your class's end of the year party. Oh no, you forgot that the other class was joining you. Quick, you have to double the recipe. I have the recipe here. So, for this question, we need to double each of these. So, I'm going to go off and do it by myself, and I'll see if we have if we have the same answer. So, here is the new recipe that we will need to have to double the recipe for the other class to have the same amount. Next question. Over the course of the tournament, Israel Dag ran, in Game 1, 3/4 of the field. In Game 2, he ran Game 1, so 3/4 times 2. So this is 3/4 times 2. And then in Game 3, he ran Game 3 and he ran Game 1 and it's supposed to be multiply and Game 2. So the answer of this times 3. How much did Izzy run in the tournament? Let's go, and we'll see if we have the same answers. So we have Game 1, 3/4. In Game 2, we have 3/4 times 2, which is 1 and 1/2, or 1.5. Game 3 is 3/4 times 1 and 1/4, which is 1 and 1/2. Then 1 and 1/2 times 3 gives you 4 and 1/4. 4 and 1/2. Israel Dag ran 4.5 field lengths. I hope you have learned quite a bit from this tutorial on covering math units 3.1 to 3.4. Thank you for listening.